With me now here at the Indiana Seaplane Association fly-in at Pokagon State Park, right behind the Potawatomi Inn. I have Allison Wheaton. And Allison, you have been flying this beautiful mall on floats out here.
Mm-hmm.
And what got you interested in flying? You're a flight instructor. We need to encourage women to fly and do what you do.
Oh, absolutely. We can kick those boys' butts. No. Yeah, I started flying. My dad's a pilot, so I started flying and soloed when I was 15. And after college, went down to Florida and got my instructor and instrument ratings and then my instructor certification. Went down to Brown's, got my seaplane rating, and then taught for John for a couple years. And the fun thing is my dad signed me off for my private pilot license, and then I got to sign him off for his seaplane pilot rating. So that was a fun little change of roles. You know, Dad, I think I need to see that one again. It wasn't quite right. Could we tweak that? So that was fun.
What goes around comes around,
That's
doesn't
right. That's right. So you better be careful. Be nice to your daughters. But so I've had a great time down at Brown's, and then went out to Kenmore in Seattle. Taught for them for a year, and then flew the Beaver for their scheduled service, charter service for a couple summers, and that was a ball. And so I've had just a really amazing experience with aviation and met some wonderful people and continue to love sharing it with people in the community.
Flying seaplanes in Indiana is something that you don't see very often, and you're working real hard to try to open it up. More lakes, reservoirs, rivers to do this.
Absolutely. Well, as it stands, or as it has stood in Indiana, each waterway that you land on must be designated as a landing area, just like you would a grass strip. But Randy, my boyfriend, has been working with the legislature trying to open that up so it's not quite so restrictive. They've been doing a lot of work over the last 8 years just to make it more accessible, and so we can get more lakes opened up so it's not so restrictive and we can invite more people through. There's actually a lot more water here than people realize, and once you get up above the treetops, you really see how many options you have.
Allison, you grew up in an aviation family. Your father's an airline pilot. It's been a part of your life, your entire life. What would you say to the women that are interested in doing what you do, flying seaplanes, instructing, and you're also a commercial pilot?
Yes, absolutely. I would say go for it and delve into it. It's an amazing world with great people that are all very supportive. I've never run into anybody that said you can't do it or whatever the discriminatory things. I certainly get funny looks from passengers, and you pull into some lodge out in the middle of British Columbia and they go, "Oh crap, it's a girl." And I'm like, "I found you, didn't I? I can find my way back to Seattle." So you certainly get funny looks, and it just kind of makes for fun conversation. You just keep a good attitude and keep working. And
Allison, you're type rated in a number of different airplanes, and you've flown commercially. Tell us about some of the things you've done.
Yeah, well, I fly. My licensing is single engine, land and sea. I've got my instrument and commercial and CFI, CFII. I've flown out of when I flew out of Seattle. We'd fly about 4 hours north into British Columbia to some different lodges and places up there. And here in Indiana, we fly the mall. Once a year, we actually get up to Maine, which is an amazing trip through the Adirondacks. And it's just a wonderful opportunity. Met some really, really great people up there. Then we also have a J3 on wheels, which we have a lot of fun with. That's the Sunset Cruiser. So we take off and go catch the sunsets, and then you climb up again and you watch the sunset again, and then you giggle and go land on the grass strip. So
you're flying on straight floats and you're flying out to Maine. You got to do some real planning.
Yeah, that's kind of the fun thing about straight floats is it makes you you have to work a little bit harder on the front end and get it all organized, and you have to have your fuel sitting waiting for you somewhere that you can find it. But that way you end up meeting a lot of fun people. We actually are designated in Indiana as a stop through and fuel spot. So we've had the opportunity to meet a lot of neat people on their way across the country. People spend the night, and you get an evening to eat dinner and swap stories and compare notes. So.
What are you doing now here in Indiana?
Well, I have a therapeutic horseback riding program, which is completely opposite end of the spectrum, but still showing new experiences to people, and especially kids with disabilities, sharing that. So that's a fun thing for me too.
Appreciate your time,
Yeah.
and we're going to see you on the water in a little bit.
Absolutely.
Allison Wheaton from Angola, Indiana.